welcome back folks. Today we thought we might have a crack at something like this baby, pink dust. We've done these already, so you can check previous videos if you want to have a look at these. We'll have to start with a fair whack of white. So I just sort of put a blob of white down. Now for those who haven't seen this technique before, we're actually just using fingertips, tiny little bits of paint. You can do this at home. Pink dust, well obviously it's got to be pink. What's pink? Well, it's usually red and white. Now, question, which red? Is that a cool pink or is that a warm pink? Are we going to use the orange red or the cool red? I suspect it could be a bit of both, but let's try the warm red first, which is vermilion. So, bit of red in there, give that a swirl. Leave just a little bit of your base colour. Not quite, is it? No. Now, what other colour can you see there? Clearly, it's too dark, so I'm going to add some more white just for a start. Pull it back a bit, because the red's very strong staining, as you know. We're sort of getting into the tonal zone now. We probably overshot there. It's a little bit too light, but it's also way off the colours. When you sort of stick your finger over there, you can see, check the colours. I can actually see a greenish tint in there that is not in my pink. I think we have to therefore put in a little bit of blue and a little bit of yellow. Going to use, this is a green yellow, and that's called lemon. Very common colour. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that to it. That's sort of making it go apricot. We need that touch of blue, and you know how strong blue is. We've demonstrated that a few times now. It's pretty radical, so we just need a little bit. So tap off the excess and just add a tiny bit at the side. See, even that much. No, that's okay. We're getting sort of slowly there, but you can see that we've lost the warmth there, which is not a bad thing, but we have to come back with a tiny bit more of the red. Tap off the excess, and now you can see how it's getting closer. And I'll do a tap anyway. With this game, as when we're getting within cooey, that's an Australian term meaning that if I go cooey in the bush, you can hear me, we're getting closer. Tap. Now, why we do that, if you haven't watched them before, that's the way you can get to see how close you are. Now you can see that's way too orange.
Have a look, guys.
Too orange, so what's the opposite orange? We have to put in a tiny bit more blue.
Okay.
So let's add more blue to that. That's all I'm putting in. Just see what that does. Oh, look at that, killed it. Blue is such a strong staining colour. Phthalo, the strongest of them all, but now I think I've totally lost my orange now. So what do I'm not even going to try and tap that, that's so wrong. There's greenish tinge to it too, so I think we'll go back in the red. Now this time I'm going to use the other red, see if that's going to help. This is crimson, it's a violet red. Put that in there. Tapping off the extra because I'm getting a bit leery now, I don't want to make too many mistakes. See how that's pulling that back now? Now I reckon we're back in the zone, but it's too dark. Just to confirm that. Oh, look at that, way too dark. Possibly too red, but we'll just see. So I'm going to wipe my finger now because I'm getting into the whites now. It is important occasionally to wipe your fingers when you're mixing, just like when you're mixing colours on a palette. It helps to keep everything clean because that way you're in control. I'm just going to add a bit of white, not too much. So now we're getting closer, but I think
That's really close.
that's not the right tone. It's the right colour zone, but it's not. Can you see how that's just a bit more white than that? So if I put a whisker of white in there, so add a bit more white to that mix. And as before, always leave a little bit of the colour that you previously mixed. I hope I haven't put too much in. I'll be... No, I haven't.
No.
There it is. We got it.
That's it. Pretty good.
And the other thing you can probably do, and like this kind of pink, our journey to get that pink, look at all those delightful colours that we've picked up on the way, where we've overcompensated here. They're all roughly in the pink zone, but some are too dark, some are too warm, some are too cool. And this is what I tell my students when they're asking about a colour. I ask them, there's only a handful of questions, there's 4 really. Is it too warm? Is it too cool? Is it too dark? Or is it too light? They're the questions you ask yourself. Is it too warm? Means there's too much orange in it, add a bit of blue. Is it too cool? Opposite, add a bit of orange to it. Is it too dark? Add a whisker of white. Is it too pale? Then rather than add black, use your original root colours and just alter the balance back, which we've had to backstep a few times in this exercise, and that will get it right. Can you see those close up? They're yummy.